Hi guys. I will make today particularly quick because I'm in between sessions. There's just something I want to share with you today that has come up over the past few days in my client sessions. A client said to me the other day, I just feel like I'm really addicted to junk food. And after having spent a little bit of time with this client and observing their lifestyle habits, a few key things came to me, which I totally could see and understand why this person was addicted to junk food. So I'm just going to share with you what those three key things were in this situation that could apply to you. I'm not saying they're ultimately the entire three reasons why we might be addicted to junk food. But these are just three that I have noticed amongst clients, and I just wanted to share them with you so that you could reflect and see if they applied to you. So number one of the key things is we do need to eat. Food is fuel, and we cannot, I often say to clients, if you are going to drive, I live on the Sunshine Coast, to Brisbane, you can't fill up the car with fuel once you get to Brisbane. You need to make sure there's fuel in the tank before you leave, otherwise you're not going to get far. The human body isn't a car, but the analogy that I was describing gives us that visual that if we go through our day and we have very little fuel in the tank, we might just get through the day. We get through the day and then we get to the end of the day, so this being Brisbane, and then we put fuel in the tank. The problem is though, is we have done all the work we needed to do. We've gotten to our destination essentially, and so that fuel sits in the tank, right? But the point of what I'm getting at is why this person, once they do actually get home and they've got time to relax and chill, they're overcome with insatiable cravings for junk food. And that makes a lot of sense to me because essentially their body has gone into starvation or survival mode. It has gone all day or a large part of the day without enough fuel. This person believes that they're eating throughout the day. However, when you look at what they're actually eating and then also the work that they're doing, but even with the work aside, our brain actually uses most of the kilojoules that we are using in a day. It's very, very active. Our body as a machine, dormant, stationary, doing nothing, uses quite a lot of energy. So sorry guys, that's called our basal metabolic rate, okay? So it does use a lot of energy. So if you put your body into starvation mode or you underfeed it during the day, once it has an opportunity to communicate with you and say, I'm hungry, you haven't fed me enough, it will communicate that message loud and clear, and that will translate as insatiable cravings. At that point, you are so hungry that eating something healthy isn't appealing. So it's like stuff the apple, stuff the pear, stuff the salad. Give me something with substance. And that is a very important survival mechanism that has been built in us since way back when, so that we could actually survive throughout lean times as such, which we used to encounter as hunter-gatherers. These days, of course, we don't have lean times. We have lots of plenty. So this survival mechanism doesn't always work in our favor these days, but it's still there. Genetically, that is our background, and it's there, and it's intended for our survival. It's intended as a good thing. So my suggestion, firstly, to this client and to other people who experience this thing, is eat regularly. When you wake up in the morning, eat breakfast. Even if you're not hungry, have something just to get that appetite happening. Because the other thing that happens is when we do eat that junk food late at night and then we're eating a few, almost binging, or we're eating late into the night, of course when we wake up in the morning we're not hungry. So in order to get out of that cycle, a good place to start is just to start feeding yourself in the morning, even if you're not hungry. A banana, a little tub of yogurt, a little bit of fruit salad, whatever it is that you can get into yourself just to break the fast and get that metabolism started is a good idea. then follow that up regularly. You need to be eating every 2 to 3 hours. Otherwise, your sugar levels get too low, and that is when that survival mechanism kicks in. You may not feel it because you're busy throughout the day, and when you have that quiet time, or when you can be back in tune with your body or have a chance to listen to your body, then that survival mechanism is loud, like a big alarm saying, I need food and I need it now, and I need something lots of fat and sugar. I don't want something healthy. So you need to eat breakfast and follow that up regularly. Lunch, morning tea, afternoon tea are essential. It's the first thing I do with all my weight loss clients, actually, is get them into a regular eating routine regime, and most of them comment that they're eating more than ever, but they're losing weight and they can't actually believe it. But it always happens. It hasn't, I've never had anything other than that happen for someone who doesn't eat much in the day and then was eating a lot at night. Okay, another reason why we might be addicted to junk food, and what I noticed in this client, is sometimes there are emotions that we're feeding. One thing that has been ringing through my head lately is hungry for love. Sometimes it wasn't really that emotion in the case of this client, but sometimes there are things that we're needing. We're not enough in touch with ourselves to know what that is, and so to fill that gap, to fill that void, to fill that emotion, or that whatever it is, we eat food, because as babies we learn. When we were sad, we would cry. When we were upset, we would cry. And usually the first thing that would be offered to us is food. And it would comfort us. It would nourish us. It would soothe us. So, of course, we still have that sense that when I eat, I feel calm, I feel nourished, I feel full, I feel good, essentially. So that's another thing to consider is, am I feeding physical hunger, or am I feeding other emotions? And it's important to reflect on that and just consider it. You don't have to solve it overnight. You probably won't solve it overnight, but just keep observing it. What is really going on with me? And do some things that enable you to start getting in touch with your body, and also your feelings and your emotions, and what is actually going on in your inner world. Everyone's different. Some people find that journaling helps. Some people find that dancing helps because it gets them into their body. Some people find that yoga helps. Some people find that walking helps. Some people find that doing weights helps them. Whatever it is, it helps you get into your body and in touch with what's actually going on inside of you, or better still, just getting in touch with what emotions are actually going on. So meditation is something that I always recommend. I always will. It's brilliant. It I won't say forces us, but it causes us to sit there and be with what's there, so that we can have that awareness of what's there. We can get that insight into what's there, and then we've got something to work with. So that's just a suggestion. The third thing that I noticed definitely applies for this client is the need to numb out. Sometimes our minds are so busy, our days are so busy, we've worked so hard, we've neglected ourselves all day, we've put our needs aside to get through what we need to get through, to get done what we need to get done, and then at the end of the day we just want to escape. We just want to hop on a jet plane and go to Hawaii. However, that's not possible, so the other way that we numb out is probably turn on the TV and sit there and eat. And it's great. We escape and we go to these fanciful places and we feel good. So that is definitely another factor I see for people who tell me they're addicted to junk food, is they don't have any other way of being able to escape. Now, escaping in and of itself, or trying to exit, I'm very familiar with that tendency to want to exit from now, because now seems so overwhelming, now seems so demanding, there's so much pressure, there's so much to do, and there's so much going on. So that need to escape or exit can be a very real one. So what I would suggest again is for you to find something that enables you at the end of the day to have a transition time between your work day and then coming home. So that might be taking 5 full deep present breaths in the car before you get out of the car. It might be on the way home putting on some music and making that conscious decision that I'm letting go of my work day, and when I get home I'm going to relax and I'm just going to take it easy. and I don't have to worry about anything. I've done what I've needed to do today. It could also, again, it could be meditation. I find that one really helpful, enables me to come back into my body, to come back to now, to come back to presence, and to remember that I can get through anything with my breathing, and that it doesn't have to be hard and difficult work, that I can actually get into that ease and grace and momentum that can come from just being present and breathing. Yeah, whatever it is that enables you to deal with what you are perceiving to be the challenges and pressures of your day-to-day existence, your day-to-day routine, your day-to-day life, enables you just to relax back into yourself and be calm and present and feel okay with where you're at. So they are the things that I would encourage this particular client to be looking at, which I've obviously discussed with that person. And I just thought it might be valuable to share those things with you, because obviously I've done this work for a number of years and they do apply in lots of cases. And of course it applies, I've had those very same situations and still do catch myself dealing with things the default way, which can sometimes be with food or junk food, feel-good food, as a lot of people would term it. So that's all for today, guys. I hope it's been helpful, and I do look forward to connecting with you again soon. Have a great evening or day or morning, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is for you. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye.